When I was younger, I was so excited to go to university. I would want to go and I was thinking about constantly, oh, I can't wait till the day I move in with my friends. I can't wait until we have our own place, our own apartment. And, we're just basically, studying, hanging out, doing dumb things and basically living life. Until one day I woke up and realized that living with my friends is actually keeping me fat. And then I moved out, and eventually I ended up, gaining some more weight. And I thought, okay, living with my friends, because they're constantly, ordering all these Uber Eats and all this different garbage food. They're not really cooking the right stuff. I thought when I would move out, I would lose some weight. But then I realized I was still, hanging out with them every single weekend, going out to get food, partying on the weekends, eating this garbage food. And it slowly came to me, and I realized that my social life was what was keeping me fat and unhappy and not looking the way that I wanted to look. So I had to really examine and ask myself, what is important to me? Is having a social life that important to me? I said, yeah, it definitely is. But is going out every single weekend and eating, all these garbage foods and maybe like once a week throughout the week really important for me as well? I said, no, I don't really need to live with that. Like once a week or like once every other week, I can manage. So then I came up with a pact to myself. I told myself that, okay, I need to lose weight, but I also don't want to stop hanging out with my friends. But a lot of the times when I hang out with my friends, we're either, going out for dinners, we're either going out to watch games at different bars, and we're ordering food, and it's hard not to order food and, some beers they grab. So I told myself that's not going to work for me. Like, I'm not going to be able to lose weight while going out and eating all this stuff and maintain a body that I actually respect and want to keep. So then I started thinking to myself, okay, what are some ways that I can do this? I'm not just going to say no and not have friends and not go socialize, because what's the point of just going to work, coming back home, going to sleep, cooking up a same old boring meal, then waking up and doing the same thing all over again. No, I'm gonna go crazy one day. I want to go see my friends. I want to go talk with them. I want to go interact. I want to sometimes share a bite to eat. So I got to do something, right? And basically what I ended up coming up with was, okay, once a week I'm going to go out with them and enjoy the things that I want to eat. Whether that be, go out with my girlfriend and go out for dinner, like a date between us. Go out with my buddies, we're at a bar, I'm going to order some, burgers and fries, some wings and ranch, all those different good things that I think about when I open the menu. Club sandwiches, all these crazy, good, delicious foods. But I can't do that every single time we go hang out, right? Because it's going to be unfeasible for me. I'm just going to get fat, and then I'm going to turn 50 years old, and I'm just not going to like the way that I look. And then it's going to be even harder to try to tap into my best version of myself. So what I started doing, and what's going to work for you guys if you want to do this, is it's easier to say no thank you when you're full at like the menu. Like, nobody's forcing you to order food when you're out hanging out with your boys, right? It's easier to say no thank you, I'm good, when you're full than when you're there and you're starving. Because when you're starving, of course, it's hard to control your innate whatever they're called, desires, like hunger and whatnot. You're just gonna fold. It's gonna be impossible to say no. So what I started doing was, we know that we're going out for dinner, for drinks, we're going out to a bar, we're gonna eat. So how am I going to make sure that I'm not going to overeat, and how am I going to make sure that I'm not going to get hungry and order something but I'm still gonna hang out with friends. What I started to do was basically eat and get full before hanging out with them. I would have a massive meal. I would almost like reach the point of gluttony, not really, but that way I was still able to go hang out with them, spend some time with them, had a good meal inside of me without being tempted to order things on the menu that were like 2,000 calories plus. And then I wake up the next day feeling guilty and shameful and wondering, fuck, I'm never gonna lose this weight. I'm never going to look the way that I want to do. So try implementing that into your life. Still have a social life, still, go out with your friends and eat the things that you want to eat, but have it under control, right? You don't need to go out 6 times a week and indulge in these insane foods. Go out once a week to eat, and then the other times just hang out. Come full and just order a water. Like, the worst thing that's gonna happen is you're just gonna save money in your bank account. Wow. So it's a plus plus. You get abs and you save money. Anyway, follow for more. If you're new, subscribe. Create more than you consume. Serve others. Love everyone. See you guys in the next one. Peace.